All right, welcome to this video. Today we're going to go over adding a product structure to E-Z-MRP. So this is going to be a two-part video where in the first part I'm going to enter in a part that has a raw material associated with it. And then in the second video I'm going to go over a true assembly that has parts, made parts, so that's the cake box and the front cover, and raw materials such as the screw, hinges, and cam latch. Okay, so this document is quite useful when setting up a product structure. So I will head over to E-Z-MRP and use this to enter in the data. Okay, so from the E-Z-MRP screen, you head over to Bills of Material. Now under File Maintenance, this version says Bills of Material in red here. So this is version 26. In other versions, this button is actually called Product Structure. So a little bit of a hiccup there. It'll probably change back to Product Structure in future versions. But in the past, it's been Product Structure. So we'll click this button under Part Master. It says, this assembly has no components yet. Do you want to add components now? Well, yes, I do. But in order to progress to the next screen, you have to press no. Okay, so now I'm in the Product Structure screen of E-Z-MRP. And I want to add a new part, so I'll press add. When I do that, I get this message saying select an assembly part number first. So you're not actually adding assembly part numbers to this screen. You're actually adding components to assembly part numbers. So we'll press find. We have to find the assembly part number. Now when you press the Find button, this drop-down menu comes down and it only shows a limited portion of all the parts that you entered into the part master. So it's only showing the made parts. It doesn't show the bought parts because you can't actually add components to a bought part because you're buying it from the vendor. In this video, we're going to use the cake box as an example. So that is a made part, and I set it up in the part master that way. So now it says this assembly has no components yet. Do you want to add components now? So yes, I do. And this drop down menu comes up. So you only add components to the one with the pencil. The asterisk is just a placeholder for, I guess, the next part that you need to add. So in this one, we don't, actually everything comes up from made parts to bought parts. Because you could add a made part to an assembly. So that's why you get to see both in this drop-down menu. So you can do all sorts of silly things. You could even reference itself in here, which doesn't make any sense at all. You can't, okay, I want to make a cake box. Well, I'll make it from a cake box. Well, it doesn't really work that way, right? So we actually want to go over to our product structure diagram and see what it's made from. So in here, the cake box is actually made from a 100,032 part number, which is 18 gauge wipe coat steel. That is 48 by 96 inches. So we will look for that component. Go back to E-Z-MRP and we'll click that from the drop-down menu. Okay, so this will be item 1. When you click this box, this one showed up automatically, so we'll just leave that. And we don't want to put in 1 square inch of this 18 gauge wipe coat steel. We want to put in the amount that's in this cake box. So again, we'll head over to our product structure diagram and we'll choose this number here. So there's actually 576 square inches of sheet metal in this cake box component. So you can start to see how useful this product structure diagram is when you're using MRP. So put in the quantity per assembly. That's what QPA stands for. So 576. So this does not include things like scrap or anything like that. This is just the true dimension of this part. I've seen companies counter or factor in scrap rates by using it in their safety stock of the material. So if this MRP says you need 576 square inches, you'll factor in the scrap rate into your safety stock. So if you use more material than the MRP says, it's there to have, and that is your true buffer. So going forward, you can add in an effective date and an obsolete date. So I'm going to leave those just blank, but you can use those as you wish. So the final thing to do would be to save the product structure for this. So one thing that's somewhat odd is that I would consider this a part. It's a cake box, but it's actually an assembly with 1 component, and that would be the 576 square inches of the 18 gauge wipe coat steel, that sheet metal that you're using for this part. So don't get hung up on that if it's confusing you. So that concludes making a part from or a product structure for a made part that has 1 component, which is the raw material. So if you have any comments to make, add them to the comment section below, and I'll address the questions as they come in. All right, thank you. See you in the next video.